Since March of this year, the Prez has produced 71% in profit for his clients. And with NFL Week 1 upon us, he's ready to hit the gridiron in a big way with an opening week 5% best bet. As a way to say thanks to all of his customers and everyone who tunes in to WagerTalk today, you can take 50% off this big play using coupon code PREZ50 when checking out.
Teddy covers. Lawrence Presman here. You're watching Wager Talk today. Happy September, everybody. It's September 1st. And what an enjoyable commercial that we started this show off, huh? Teddy, I love the laughter. What's the backstory on the laughter, Teddy?
The backstory was it 2 days ago you were bitching and moaning that you wanted more promo, and lo and behold, to open the show today, there's promo for Prez. So go at it, buddy. And you've been doing really good. You deserve the promo. So I got no. It just made me laugh.
Hey, brother, won again last night. I had the Padres -1.5. Look, I was watching the game start to finish. I had it on mute, though, so I didn't hear the words. What the hell happened? How did Blake Snell get pulled with a no-hitter going into the 7th?
Because he'd thrown enough pitches.
According to who?
According to Jace Tingler, the manager. And
inexcusable,
Johan
Teddy.
Santana,
Inexcusable.
Not inexcusable, because we've seen a situation for a team like the Padres. What's more important? Snell getting the no-hitter, or you getting the win and having Snell healthy and good to go down the stretch? Because, the Johan Santana story is still something that managers think about, where the Mets had never had a no-hitter and Santana didn't have a no-hitter. Put him back out there for the 8th, and they put him back out there for the 9th, and he threw 140 pitches, and he literally was never the same pitcher again. And Snell's been a guy that's had issues with eating up innings at times in his career. He's had issues with arm fatigue in his career. I have no issues with that. You take him out of the game. But obviously when you're throwing a no-no through 7 and you get pulled, it's going to attract some headlines.
Oh, my God, dude. I would have lost my shit if I was the Blake Star. Great show today, Teddy. Steve Merril back. Anytime we get Steve Merril, it's going to be a awesome show. I mean, not only is his handicap and analysis world class, but he's just a nicer guy than both you and I, and he actually has a sense of humor as well. He's going to look at the North Carolina, Virginia Tech game, Michigan State, Northwestern, and the incredibly exciting Army, Georgia State game on Saturday. Very pumped that he chose that one. What are we, Wednesday? Still nobody has decided to talk Clemson, Georgia. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow. Teddy, what did you learn in the wonderful world of sports betting last night?
So I want to start with, I'm happy to talk about any game that our guests have an opinion on. And while many people are going to focus on the mainstream matchups, we're not going to do that on the show. We're going to focus on any game that we think there's an edge. And then one of our experts can help you make some money. When it comes to what did we learn last night, look, this is a question as a bettor, as a handicapper, as a professional, I get asked all the time, how much is this guy worth? How much is he worth to the point spread? How much is he worth to the point spread? What happens when LeBron James sits? How much is Tom Brady worth? I get asked that question all the time. Yesterday, we found out exactly what Cam Newton is worth in the betting market. That's a half a point, maybe a quarter of a point. Cam Newton got cut. The rookie comes in. Now, look, he was the 5th QB taken. Okay, yes, I know he's a rookie. The 5th quarterback taken versus a good defense. Now, note some of the first-round quarterbacks drafted 10th or higher in the last decade. I got Dwayne Haskins and Josh Rosen and Paxton Lynch and Johnny Manziel, E.J. Manuel and Brandon Weeden and Christian Ponder. This is not exactly the sweet spot for elite rookie quarterbacks. And yet, from a point spread perspective, the marks are saying, we trust Belichick. We trust Mac Jones to the tune of half a point. Again, it was 3 everywhere yesterday. Today, it's a split line between 3 and 2.5. From a total standpoint, it was 45 yesterday. Today, 44.5. There are a couple of 44s out there, but the bottom line is the difference between Cam Newton and a rookie, half a point or less. That's what the betting markets are telling us. What did you learn last night, Prez?
I mean, for me, Teddy, I thought it should have gone the other way, half a point. I thought he should have been worth negative half a point. But it'll be interesting. I'm sitting with Vivian, and we're actually talking about this last night, New England Patriots. And, Vivian's a Patriot fan and obviously a Belichick fanatic. And she's like, don't worry, Bill's got a plan. Bill's got a plan. And I'm thinking in my head, this is literally what half the conversations in bars in like Boston or, any New England Patriots, like, Bill we trust. Bill has figured this out. Bill has been working with Mac privately for the last 3 months on his footwork and passing ability. Bill is not God. Scotty Bowman didn't win every Stanley Cup. Bill Belichick didn't win every Super Bowl. Bill Parcells, Pat Riley, whoever. My statement to Viv was, you get the cards you're dealt, you play them the best you can, but if you walk into better hands, so be it. Not even Daniel Negreanu is going to be able to do anything about that. I am very low on the Patriots this year, Teddy. I think Bill has a plan. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm guessing as a head coach, he likely has a plan.
There are 31 NFL head coaches who we can say, yeah, whatever, you got a plan, good for you, good luck. There's one NFL head coach who we say, you got a plan, we believe you, you've earned it. You've earned the benefit of the doubt. And that coach, obviously, Bill Belichick. There's no number 2 on the list. Belichick is the one coach with the proven track record over 20 years. Again, when you go back and look at some of the cuts the Patriots have made at the end of training camp, you can go back to 2001 and be like, wow, that's a head scratcher. Wow, I can't believe, And in Belichick, we trust because he's earned it. And there's no other coach like that. There's not a one. Maybe Saban at Alabama. Maybe.
Teddy, look, I get it. And yeah, it's funny you mentioned 2001 back then, and it's like, remember what with Vrabel and guy, the biscotti, the cannoli with the cream in the middle, prosciutto. You just gonna wait, Teddy something, Brewski. Teddy Brewski. Yeah. I mean, there were a bunch of them, dude, where you were just like, what? Anyway, I get it. Bill Belichick has a plan. Okay, he's still not making the playoffs. Let's bring Steve Merril in. And Steve, brother, welcome back, man. Don't worry. I'm going to be taking some days off. You're going to be sitting in my seat. You likely won't be sitting in Teddy's for a while because that man doesn't rest. How are you?
No, I was expecting to fill in for you a little bit. I read Teddy's contract when he was gone for 3 weeks. It said he cannot take another single day off for 11 and a half months. So kind of figured that's the way it was going.
So true. So true, Steve. Pearl Jam fan or not?
Yeah, I like them more now than I did in the 90s. When the grunge thing hit, I wasn't as much of a fan as I am now. But I do like. I actually had a little Pandora Pearl Jam radio on the other day when I was working out, Prez. We had some Green Day, Offspring, Pearl Jam. It was a good mix.
Ooh. Okay, before we get into it, one of our awesome listeners, Tahoe Kid, and I've skied in Tahoe. It's excellent, and I used to be a kid, so I feel that we have a real connection. He writes, I went 1 and 2 yesterday. Tahoe, look, I don't, honestly, and maybe you guys do. I give out my free plays, and I don't even remember them. There are times I'll bet a small amount on them, but I mean, these are my free plays. It's hard enough to find one game a night that wins. And those are my client releases. And those are the plays I count and I care about. Obviously, I want to win my free plays. I get it. But Man, I'm not Gianni here. I can't find 30 plays in a night to bet. Teddy, anything to add there?
Sure. I mean, when we give out in my big game breakdown, all right, these are games that I bet by and large. They're not generally service plays. They're games that I bet pizza wagers, we call them, 1 unit wagers. They're opinions and they're bettable opinions. But when you talk about how'd you do last night, I'm not worried about what my big game breakdown did. I'm worried about what I did for my clients with my, proper size bets. So to me, I mean, look, whatever. I mean, you get the guy on Twitter who's like, your free play sucks or this sucks or whatever. Gotta get over it. But the bottom line is we're going to try to give you bettable information as much as we can on this show. But when we get graded, we're going to get graded on this client's plays. That's just the way that it works.
Yeah. Steve, Johnny Outlaw, what an awesome freaking name, writes, what happened to the Every Game on the Board podcast? Do you know what podcast is that?
Yes. It's Drew Martin, and I actually am included with Teddy this season, and I did the first quarter of the games last night, and it's on check my Twitter handle and also Drew's at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. And we did it in podcast form. Teddy will be on today along with Rob Bino, Matt Josephs rounding out the rest of the card. So, yeah, Drew Martin is doing that again, and we had a nice quick hitter fashion last night for the Thursday, Friday, and a little bit of Saturday as well.
Sure. Sports Memo has been doing the Every Game on the Board podcast literally since 2000, before that even. It's been 20-something years that Sports Memo has been doing this in one form or another. We used to do it on air here in Las Vegas on the local ESPN affiliate. We were on the Fox affiliate for a while. Now we do it all online. But that Every Game on the Board has been a staple of what Sports Memo has been providing content-wise for 20-plus years. And will continue here in 2021.
Massive shout out to everybody who follows Wager Talk. We have officially at 73,000 subscribers to our channel. It's just amazing, man. I mean, we had 0 at one point, like the day we started the channel. Let's get to 100,000 in the middle of football season, guys. Please, that would be great. Steve Merril, man. Let's talk football first, and then we'll get into your promos, etc. North Carolina at Virginia Tech, and I'm really high on this North Carolina team. I am tossing. I have 2 plays set aside for Thursday, and I got to get it down to 1 because I am a low volume player. It's UNC is one of those 2, Steve. So either talk me on him or against him.
Yeah, I'll talk you a little bit off it. I mean, hey, look, first of all, I'm big on UNC as well. I did a college conference preview. We're going to have it up on WagerTalk.com later this week, PDF form. And I actually have North Carolina as my prediction to win the division here in the ACC. I think it's going to be them in Miami of Florida. But I also mentioned that Virginia Tech could be a sleeper team this year. And this is just a power rating play for me, as is all 3 games we're talking about today. I just think the line is too high. I make the line 2. It's currently 5.5. That's crossing a couple key numbers of 3 and 4. It's 3.5 points of line value. And I think the reason it's too high is for what you mentioned. North Carolina is a flashy team this year, a high-profile offensive team that averaged 42 points a game last year. But Virginia Tech quietly put up 31 points, and they quietly put up 6.7 yards per play. They weren't very good defensively, but neither was UNC. So these are 2 teams that were below average defensively, good offensively. I think the Hokies can trade points. And once again, I make the line about 2. It's currently 5.5. So I think the value is actually with the home dog here. This is a little bit of a contrarian call, but I think the public is big on North Carolina. They're underrating Virginia Tech a little bit this year.
So when we look at this Tar Heels, and one of the things that everybody loves about North Carolina, obviously, is the quarterback play. They like the track record of Mac Brown. They appear to have one of the, if not the best quarterback in the conference. And when you have that level of QB play on the one side, you can lay points on the road in these type of spots. My question to you is about the Virginia Tech quarterback situation. You talked about the defensive struggles last year. The offense was hit or miss for extended stretches last year. I remember in November, this team just couldn't move the football at all. Do you worry at all about Virginia Tech on the offensive side of the ball being able to trade points with a team like the Tar Heels?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to have to score here to keep up because both teams were below average defensively last year. Virginia Tech did falter a little bit down the stretch. They went 1-4 straight up in ATS for the last 5 games. But that last game against Virginia, they did put up 33. They covered easily as a 3-point favorite. I think that was a good momentum indicator heading into the offseason. And I do like this team coming in. I think they'll be better than last year's 5-6 straight up record. And once again, I think there's some value with them based on my power ratings.
Yeah, one thing though, Teddy, when that offense clicked, I mean, it was lights out. That's going to be the interesting thing to see with UNC this year is whether they can have that consistency. Steve, let's look at Michigan. Where is this damn thing? Oh my God!
Michigan State and Northwestern playing on Friday night, the ESPN game.
Take
We've
over,
seen a little
Teddy.
bit of Wildcats money, or sorry, a little bit of Spartans money come in. This was a week or two ago. Now we're looking at Northwestern minus only 3, total of 45. We have the Wildcats in revenge against the Spartans. Even though they had a great year last year, they lost to Michigan State. And even though Michigan State had a disastrous year last year, they were able to knock off Northwestern. What do we do this time around with the Wildcats and the Spartans?
Yeah, actually, both these games on Friday have the same theme here, Teddy. I've got home teams in which I think the line value favors them, and then I've got to mention the Virginia Tech game. They also had revenge for a loss last year against UNC. So similar situation here. You know, first of all, we have to point out returning starters this year is something we've never seen in the history of college football. By default, most teams have 17, 18 returning starters. I'd say the average is probably like 16 across the board, and that's because everyone got another year of eligibility. You know, they played a limited schedule last year. Not the case with Northwestern. They have 4 back on each side of the ball, one of the most inexperienced returning starter teams, at least in college football. Meanwhile, Michigan State does return 17 starters, 10 on offense. And that is why this line is too low. My power ratings actually favored Northwestern by 8.5 in this game. You mentioned the line dropping from 4 down to that key number of 3. So another value play for me here with Northwestern. Little concern with the young team. We don't know exactly what they're going to have, but I think this program's been built up enough here where they can reload for a good portion of that offense and defense where they lost some key guys, some seniors. And keep in mind, this is a team last year that won this division, only had 1 loss. And once again, it was that revenge situation when they lost as a 13.5-point road favorite at Michigan State. So it's a good revenge spot here, good line value. And I'm just not sold on this Michigan State team. I know they had a bad season due to COVID. I'm not sure they can just flip a switch and turn things around out of the gate this year.
So
Steve
the
Merril,
MO for Pat Fitzgerald for years has been you bet on him as a dog, you bet against him as a favorite. And Northwestern, it's not like home favorite has been their role through the Pat Fitzgerald era. Does that concern you at all, or do you just think, hey, Mel Tucker's squad really isn't that good? They might be just as bad, maybe not as bad as last year. They were pretty bad last year, but they're still one of the weaker teams in the Big Ten, and the price here is cheap. So which way do you look at it?
Yeah, once again, last year, too, as a home favorite, they went 3-0 straight up in ATS, Northwestern. So they were a lot better last year. And also keep in mind, you know, my power ratings make this 8.5. It's gone from 4 down to 3, as I mentioned, almost a straight up win situation. Now, as long as this line stays 3 or less, we basically just need Northwestern to win the game. It's on that key number right now. So I do think that's being priced into the line. And I think this is just a large overreaction to the returning starting numbers. I mean, if this game was played last year, as it was played last year, Northwestern would have been about a 19-point home favorite, most likely. Now it's 3. I know they've lost some guys, but I don't think the losses have been worth 16, 2+ touchdowns. So I think there's value with the Wildcats.
Steve, before we get into the next game, let's do a little bit of house cleaning. First and foremost, every day there are a couple of 100, 300 people or so in the chat room, and every day they argue whether a person should get vaccinated or not vaccinated. Now, I'm not giving opinions here, nor is Teddy, nor is Steve. We're way out of this thing, Switzerland vanilla. Guys, don't you discuss this enough with your friends and your family and your loved ones? I mean, it's incessant. Can we please have our chat room be a safe zone, a hangout, a place where we feel love? Like, nobody cares what any of your opinions are on this topic. One, You're an idiot if you don't get vaxxed. 2, you're an idiot if you do get vaxxed. Okay, we got it. Nobody is going to change anybody's minds. So relax, calm down, and enjoy a safe hour of sports betting talk with your good pals, Steve, Teddy, and the Prez. It's enough already. Do either of you want to add to that?
I got to jump in because it's very clear. You personally are an idiot regardless of whether you got vaxxed or not.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
So, yeah.
Dude, I didn't know what to do. I literally got vaxxed on that side and not vaxxed on that side. Yeah. I went both ways, baby. I'm a bi-vaxxer.
Switch hitter.
Switch hitter. Steve, promo, man. $200 discount off of your NFL and college football season subscription. Regular price $8.99. It's $6.99. No coupon code needed, right?
I believe there is a promo code, Combo 200.
Oh.
Combo, COMBO, Combo 200, because you're getting both college and pro football for $200 off. You're getting them both full season for $6.99. I mean, that works out to like less than $350 for the NFL, $350 for the entire college season. I mean, that's normally a month of each. You're getting a full 5+ months here, college and pro. Combo 200. It's available right now, $200 discount. Every college and pro football plan. By the way, I don't acknowledge week 0, so I've yet to release a college best bet. They will start this Thursday and Friday, so you've missed nothing. It's the time to get on board. Combo 200 for the full college and pro season.
And we have to note, Prez, real quick that there's not, like with all of these combo packages, there's no upsell. There's nothing more to buy. There's not going to be, the game of the year, come chip in another 200. No, you get every play that handicapper releases all year, right through the national championship game. Nothing more to buy. No bait and switch. No nonsense. That's why
through the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. But there's
it's an extra month right there.
Well, it's an extra month. Teddy. Steve, let's get into the Army-Georgia State game. Georgia State -2, -2.5. There is a 3 out there, but it's mainly -2. Total of 49. How do we bet this baby?
Yeah, we'll keep with the theme of line value with home teams here. And this is actually an early Saturday afternoon game. So we're now into Saturday afternoon. But it's once again, the line value favors the home team. My power ratings make it 5.5. It's currently 2. Not only is that 3.5 points of line value, but once again, like the Virginia Tech North Carolina game we talked about, it's covering 2 key numbers of 3 and 4. So I'm getting a team below a field goal that I think should be favored by more, around 5.5. And I like this Georgia State team this year. You know, I mentioned my college conference preview, which you can get in PDF form for free on my page at WagerTalk.com. Also check out Twitter for more information at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. Obviously, Coastal Carolina is the team to beat in this division. Louisiana Lafayette's going to be the favorite in the other division. They're actually top 25 right now. They play Texas this week. But I do think a sleeper team, as I mentioned in my report, is this Georgia State squad. So I'm looking to play on them in the right spot. And I think we get it here against an Army team that always is tough as a road dog. You know, normally I don't fade these Service Academy teams as road dogs, but this situation is different. First of all, they're only getting 2 points, so they're not much of a dog. And second of all, it's a huge advantage to have the entire summer, an entire month to prepare for the triple option. If this was a regular season game in the middle of the conference schedule, you know, where Georgia State didn't have time to prepare, it'd be a different story. But I think they'll be ready for the attack here, the triple option attack. And this Georgia State team returns 19 starters. They return all 11 on offense. Quietly went 6-4 last year straight up, 7-3 against the spread. They were underrated last year against the number. And according to my power ratings, they're underrated once again this year against the number.
So, I mean, I've seen nothing positive about Army or Navy. I really haven't. To me, they both look like bet against teams coming into 2021, especially considering where these programs have been for the last decade or so, where they haven't been bet against teams for extended stretches. Both those squads look to be a notch or two down this year. And yet, the money is coming for the dog in this game. This was 3 and it's down to 2. Any idea what the wise guys are seeing here betting Army instead of betting the Georgia State side that you and I both seem to think should be the right side in this one?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. I think, first of all, we talk about, those service academies, as you know, Teddy, have been strong road dogs over the year. Once again, at +2, I don't think there's much edge. So maybe the early money thought, hey, we'll take some points with the road dog. But I think they're overthinking this one. I mean, once again, it's a big difference when these service academies are big underdogs of double digits. When they go to Notre Dame, Navy goes into Notre Dame as a 3-touchdown dog. They always keep it close because they run the ball, they milk the clock. That's not the case here in a competitively priced game. And it's also not the case, once again, when you have a full month of August to prepare for the triple option. And don't forget also, Georgia State, their second to last game last year, they played Georgia Southern. They won and covered that game, a team that runs the ball a lot as well. And Georgia State took care of the weaker teams. They lost to Lafayette. They got blown out 51-0 against Coastal Carolina. The two teams are the best in this Sun Belt Conference, but they basically won all their other games against the weaker squads. So, yeah, I don't get the line move here. And as you and I both know, the early money, the so-called sharp money, isn't always right, and I disagree with it here.
Well, we lost Prez's volume.
I'm muted. I was having a sneeze, a private little sneeze, if you will.
Yeah.
Sneeze like a man.
Sneeze like a man. Anyway, thanks for joining us, bro. Outstanding stuff. We started the week with Marco, week 1 of college football. He comes on, he talks 3 baseball games. Thank you for not pulling a Marco. Anything you got to promote?
Yeah, I never want to pull a Marco. That sounds a bit painful. But no, I appreciate being on, talking college football. Excited the season is back. Hey, guys, it's officially September 1st right now as we speak. Isn't it the time to make a commitment to winning? Get my full season special. You get 5+ months college and pro. As Teddy said, every play, every day through the Super Bowl. Make a true investment approach and save $200 with Combo 200. Normally it's $8.99. You get it all for $6.99. Every football play for the next 5.5 months through the Super Bowl, college and pro, $200 discount. Combo 200. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com.
Love it. Thanks for joining us, brother. We'll see you next week. I'll try to take a day off. I might have one more golf day in me before NFL starts. I get out of here. We got Teddy's Big Game Breakdown coming. Art DiCesare joining us. And, of course, the daily presidential address. 20 seconds, everyone.
We've rolled back our football prices. WagerTalk's first full year was 2015, and we've lowered our football season packages to match what we charged that football season. Why? It's simple. We want to make our season-long packages an extraordinary value. You can buy a full college football season or full NFL season for only $5.99 each. But if you buy a college football NFL combo from the same handicapper, you pay only $8.99. Looking to mix and match handicappers? We have you covered. Just email support@wagertalk.com for a bundle discount and to create any handicapper combo you can dream up.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's talk some college football. Early start Saturday, national TV action on Fox. And this game has been moved from New Orleans to Norman, Oklahoma. That's the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's call them minus 31.5, total of 69 against Tulane. We have seen some under money come in this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more. Before I start breaking down the game in detail, do want to let you know about what's going on over at WagerTalk and SportsMemo.com right now. Locked and loaded, week 1 NFL, including a 5% big ticket report. 4 plays in total. I've got a trio of plays up for college football this weekend. And, of course, the NFL season win report as well. You can get it all right now over at WagerTalk and or SportsMemo.com. All right, there's a ton of hype for this Oklahoma Sooners team. They're not a value team coming out of the gate. They're really not. They may cover point spreads anyway, but I tend not to get involved all that much with top 5 teams. I really don't. They're too good to bet against, but you're not finding a whole lot of value to bet on these squads. They need to be priced correctly. Now, last year, they won the opener 48-0 versus Missouri State. Lincoln Riley called off the Dogs early. There's something different about this year's Oklahoma team compared to many recent versions. That's the defense. All right, this defense is SEC worthy. It is truly a loaded stop unit. So we look at Tulane's track record when they face a defense. Let's say they played Auburn, they lost 24-6. They played Ohio State. They lost 49-6. Now, they only got to 17 at Wake. So when they step up in class, Green Wave's offense has not been working. Now, they were forced to leave home. They're sitting in their practice facilities due to the hurricane. That's not likely to help their offensive execution game one. I like the full game under. I like the Tulane team total under. You can find Tulane team total 18.5, 19, 19.5. Bet the under 19.5. Full game under, worth a look as well. I don't think the Green Wave are going to be marching up and down the field against the Oklahoma Sooners defense. There's your big game breakdown, Prez. Back to you, my friend.
Man, we need to bring Art in 2 seconds. Just want to let everybody know, and we had a commercial up at the top, I have a 5% college football play going Saturday. I have my first 5% NFL play week 1. It's up. You can get either for half price. Use the promo code PREZ50. That's 50, PREZ50. Oh my God, Andrew Ridgely joining us from London, England. Do you know who that is, Art?
Do not, but listen, if he's a listener and a follower of the show, he's a friend of ours.
He is the silent one in the band known as Wham. There was George Michael,
I know.
Yeah, Michaels, I think, and Andrew Ridgely. Google him, dude. You're looking a lot like him today. Dude, you are looking like you just went on 3 Tinder dates right before the show begun. Yeah, Art, baby. Why do you
not going on
on
Tinder dates?
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Teddy covers. Talk to Art.
No, you talk. Here, well, why don't you carry the segment today, Prez?
Okay, I'll carry the segment. Art, Art, Pearl Jam fan, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. In the mid-90s, I'm 10, 11, 12 years old. So I love Pearl Jam, big Pearl Jam fan. And I will say this, Nirvana's Unplugged gets all the juice. Pearl Jam's Unplugged is one of the great unplugs MTV ever did.
Oh, yeah. Nirvana and Pearl Jam are non-comparable in my mind. Art, let's get into some college football right off the bat. We have a game tonight. UAB Jacksonville State. Is there money coming in on this game? You have any suggestions for us on this game or anything for Thursday's round of games?
Yeah, Prez, the UAB Jacksonville State game. Nothing really. I think a lot of people are probably going to be shocked that there's a college football game tonight, and most people are, kind of looking at the, nice little slate we have Thursday. So, I don't want to say anything for, tonight has really been on either side. It's kind of been a number that's pretty much, stuck at 16 and a half. So it's, nothing really has moved either way. But Thursday, a lot of great games. I mean, you look, first of all, we have Temple at Rutgers. We had Temple minus 13. It's now Rutgers minus 14 and a half. Or I'm sorry, Temple minus 13. Or Rutgers minus 13 now. Rutgers minus 14 and a half. So you've seen Rutgers money come in. Rutgers at home. The Ohio State game, very interesting. Ohio State goes on the road to Minnesota. The total is the one that's moved. It was 66. It's now 63. So you've seen some money come in on the under. Minnesota catching 14 at home. That's really been where it's been, the whole week. There hasn't been, much movement on it. It was 13 and a half. It is 14 now. So those are the 2 games I want to talk about that have kind of moved a little bit. One that's moved too that's a little bit lower is East Carolina App State. We opened that game at minus 13 and a half. It's now minus 10 to Appalachian State. And the totals moved 2.5 points, 59 and a half to 57. I know some sharper guys who I have talked to who come in and they actually like the over in the App State game at 57.
So let me ask you this, Art. Did the sharp money win in week 1 of college football? Is this a week where you want to be going with the wise guys? Is this a week where you want to be going against the wise guys? Is it going to be 50-50 when all said and done with these quote-unquote sharp money moves? What's your take on week 1 versus as the season progresses for the sharp money in college football?
Yeah, Teddy, it's a great question. I think the sharp money early is actually, a good thing to follow if you're going to, you want to back something. I mean, just look at week 0. The books did not do well. We did not do well. Basically every side that we needed in week 0 was not a good side. Obviously, it was a very small slate, 5-6 games. But, I think that the early money in college football is, the sharper players, the professional bettors, whatever you want to call them, they've done their research. I don't want to say the Joes and the Squares have not, but, some guys, they just pick up a magazine, they look, oh, okay, this team's ranked 5th, this team's ranked 6th, maybe they're not really digging deep into what the sharper players look at. So I think sharper players are going to find edges in, smaller games like an App State game, or, it's not going to be the Clemson-Georgia game, which I know you guys talked about. Hey, no one's brought that up because, the Clemson-Georgia game, yeah, exactly. There's no edge on a game like that. And, the East Carolina-Appalachian State game pays just the same as that game. So, I always know when I look at these college football games, these sharper bettors, they're always taking it. It's the public guy who comes in Saturday at 4 o'clock and says, oh, Georgia Clemson's on. I got to bet that game. Sharper players are not looking to bet those games.
And here's my other question. When it comes to like tonight, where it's UAB versus Jacksonville State, that's on the quote-unquote extra board. There's the extra board now. There's the FCS board now. Do you take any action from the public on these, or is it basically anyone who's betting the extra board or the FCS boards is someone whose action you're going to respect?
Yeah, Teddy, I think that's a great point. I think when you look at those type of games, especially a game tonight, one game Wednesday, UAB, Jacksonville State, I think probably the casual college football bettor probably doesn't know that's on until he fires up his, sports app today and says, oh, wow, there's a football game. Whereas, the sharper bettor, if they're putting money down on that game, they feel confident in that game. I don't think that, once again, the casual bettor is just going to come in on a Wednesday and make that bet. He's probably going to just look at a baseball slate and say, I'm betting baseball today, not even realizing college football is today with one game when, you have whatever it is tomorrow, 10 games or something like that, where, tomorrow's a nice little slate. So I think we'll get a lot of people flooding in for the games tomorrow, betting them because they're just ready to bet. But Wednesday, we won't see much on this game tonight.
Well, let's talk about this week one of college football. Let me ask you this question for a start. Obviously there's been a lot of talk about COVID. We've got COVID outbreaks here and there. How's the action on the strip right now? Is it because every time I go out, it's just packed? It's like there's no pandemic going on whatsoever. Are you seeing that as well? And what do you expect in terms of handle for week one? Are we going to see handle through the roof this weekend in college football?
Yeah, Teddy, I think so. I agree with you. There's been a little bit of a pullback when we kind of went back to some mandates and some masks, but it really hasn't changed much. The foot traffic has been there. I know we talked for a while early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, ghost towns, really nothing going on. But I was in the book the last couple of nights, and there were people in the sports book. People were there. I think we're going to have, I think it's going to be very busy this weekend. I think tomorrow it starts. We'll see a lot of college football action tomorrow. I think Saturday, like normally with NFL week one, I'm treating this. Obviously, I know we got week 0, but it is week 1 college football. The first couple of weeks of every football season, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, are always our busiest. The first, I want to say, 3 or 4 weeks. So I think it's going to be a very busy Saturday. We have some really nice matchups, and the Clemson-Georgia games, the Alabama Miami games, the Wisconsin-Penn State games, the matchup games where, obviously the sharp bettors might not bet those games, but the public loves to come in and not only watch those games, but bet those type of games. So that's why we'll have a busy weekend.
Yeah. He's like, don't talk. I'll throw to you.
Dude, I got
because he wanted to get his face on camera for a second. Then he mutes himself.
Teddy, I got hay fever. Leave me alone. I got to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze in the middle of Art's piece of genius. Anyway, Art, before Teddy asks you one more college football question, I just have to beg Zachary Tyler Holloman, turn your caps lock off. Oh, my God. Why do people have to talk? Oh, my God.
So thanks, Lawrence. That was a worthy interruption of Arts and I.
I can't cope with it, Teddy.
Deal with
hold
it.
on, Prez. Let me ask you, does that annoy you more than when I wear a top button?
Well, it doesn't annoy me when you wear a top button. It worries and concerns me. Go ahead, Theodore.
One more college football question before we shift over to the NFL. And of course, I want to ask you about these marquee matchups on Saturday. Who does the public love? What public teams can I fade on Saturday with impunity?
Yeah, Teddy, these big-time matchups, the ones that we haven't talked about yet. But Clemson, Georgia, I've seen split action on that. I know we had Clemson -4, now it's -3. I've seen a lot of people who have come in and bet Clemson. They're a little scared to actually lay the points. They think it might be, a 4 or 3-point game. So I've seen some bettors come in and, they're taking the money line on Clemson. The people who have come in and taken Georgia, you normally would think maybe they would take the plus money on the money line, but I've seen people who want to lay who want to take the 3 and 4 when it was there. So it's interesting. Normally it's the other way around. Normally when it's kind of a 3-point game, if someone likes Georgia, they'll say, hey, let's take the plus 135. Let's take that type of money line. But it's kind of been reversed. Obviously we have, a couple of days before the game, so that could totally flip. Listen, Alabama's the train that never stops. People don't want to get in front of that train. So Alabama money just always comes in, especially public-wise. It's just, I understand Miami's good this year, or, they're supposed to be good, a top 15 team, but the Alabama money is that money that just never stops. Yeah. It always comes in. And, a game that's a little under the radar, but a game that I've seen some people come in and really have an opinion on is that LSU-UCLA game. UCLA, we already saw them last week. They played great. They killed Hawaii. Now LSU has to play them. But, that line's moved where LSU money has come in. And it seems like people, I don't know if they trust Chip Kelly and they feel, okay, yeah, he played great against Iowa. He played great against Hawaii. But, this is now a step up in class where they got to play better athletes and they got to play a team like LSU, even though they haven't played yet. This is a little step up for UCLA. So you've seen some people on LSU pretty early in that.
Oh, my God. There's a guy in the chat room with the name Jerry Garcia. I have been waiting my whole life to speak to Jerry. Starting tomorrow, if you speak with your caps on all the time, I'm just going to block you in the chat room. That's how much it bothers me. Art DiCesare, we need some more likes, so kill this segment, please. 325 of you watching, only 82 likes. Hit that thumbs up button, please. And also, guys, if you like this show, let your friends know about it. Subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate it. Art, look, NFL is 10 days away, give or take. And we're going to speak to you next Wednesday and go into big detail. But are there any games that we should be looking at now to bet one way or the other because you're feeling, you're thinking, you're seeing line moves are coming?
Yeah, I think the one that has kind of already moved, is that Sunday night game, that Bears-Rams game. I think it was originally -6. It looks like Dalton will get that start. It's sitting at 7.5 now. That could even go up a little bit higher. You might have missed your best opportunity to take the Rams because, the Rams are, 10-1 to win the Super Bowl. They're going to be a really good team. They're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be a team people like. Obviously, the Bears, they have a nice future with Fields when they decide to play him. But, they're throwing Dalton to the dogs in that defense in game one. So, from it moving from 6 to 7.5, it's obviously gone through, what people are going to want as far as the key number goes. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there's any buyback on the Bears. That that's going to be tough to take the Bears in that type of spot. So that's the one that I've kind of highlighted a little bit. And one that's interesting to me is, the Chargers. The Chargers are a very kind of in vogue, sexy team with, everyone loves Herbert. He had a great rookie year. They're going to go on the road week 1 to Washington, who, you can make a case they're one of the 2 or 3 best defenses in the league. Won the division last year. They get Fitzpatrick. They're a slight home dog. I think everyone's going to be on the Chargers early week 1. I personally like Washington week 1. I think Washington's in a good spot at home, getting the Chargers who, got to fly across the country, play an early game, and everyone's going to be on the Chargers. So Washington's an interesting one to keep your eye on as well. They're +1.5 right now.
Great info from Art DiCesare at ArtDice21 on Twitter. And Art, before we let you go, we do got to get some actionable info for today's MLB card. We're talking football more than baseball on today's show. Nonetheless, we have actionable info for baseball. Let's give it. Where have you seen the money's flowing in MLB so far this morning?
We do, Teddy. The one game I'd want to touch on is, this is game 3 of a 4-game set, but, Giants at home. Giants -140. It's moved to -175. The Giants are in a tricky spot here. The Dodgers have basically caught them. Not that it was anything crazy. It was, always a 3-4 game lead at the most, but now it's a half game lead. And as well if the Giants have played all year, they're in a situation here where they could lose the division and they could be in that wild card, winning over 100 games if it happens. So, the Giants kind of have to get going a little bit here. So you've seen Giant money come in on game 3 of the 4-game series, 25-cent move. So people, and the Brewers have played well. Brewers are a very slept-on team. So you've seen people thinking that the Giants will bounce back today. So a lot of Giant money coming in early this morning.
Art, speaking of early this morning, thanks for getting up to do our show, brother. Outstanding work. You are just incredible on these shows and so damn handsome to boot. I'm coming down in a few weeks. I'm thinking of staying at the LINQ just to feel your beautiful energy. Anything to promote?
As always, gentlemen, it is a pleasure to come on with you. I was obviously sad I couldn't be on last week, but just coming on with you guys and talking football, it's great, man. This is what we live for. This is the best time of the year. September 1st, we're going to get into this last 30 games of the the baseball season. College football really gets going Thursday and Saturday, then the NFL. So, listen, guys, I'll just say this: keep watching Wager Talk, keep listening to these guys, keep following it. They're going to have a million things, for you guys to listen to and digest and all that stuff. And listen, come down to the LINQ. We got the fan games pumping. It's going to be a really busy weekend. So just come down, say hi, check us out.
Awesome stuff. Great Work, Art. Teddy, I just want to clarify, bro. Art, let's ready. Push you off. Go, Art. Yeah, hey, look at the magic. Teddy, I just want to point out to everyone, first, repulate. He understands. Jimmy, you need a hug. I love you, bro. Big hug. Calm down. As for the cap lock situation, it bothers everyone else in the chat room. So I'm not trying to get rid of a guy. I want everybody talking, everybody hanging, everybody with us. But man, it's like being at a red light and having a guy honking at you all the time. Guy honking, go away. If you're bothering the red light, peacefulness. Anyway, 315 watching, 103 likes. Really appreciate it all, guys. Thanks so much. Oh, come on, Jimmy. Put a smile on your face. You've been with us for so long. We do love you. Let's go. Daily Presidential Address. Man, shout out to Dan, our producer, and Joe. And I just want to say, every time the music comes on for either the penalty box segment or the daily presidential address, Teddy and I are just jamming like two old men with no rhythm. When are we going to get a clip of that so that we can actually share the highlights of Teddy? No, we're doing it, Teddy. I want a clip. And I want Brian Leonard in there. I mean, we've had Brian with his head shaking and Art dances and Sherapan dances. Come on. Let's show the people that two old white guys can dance in their own mind. Anyway, got 3 plays for you guys tonight. Oh, my God. Where did I write them, Teddy? I've got a lot. Yeah, there they are. Jays, I'm going back to the well. The Blue Jays, shocking, -1.5 runs tonight. Hey, 1-1 with the Blue Jays -1.5 against Baltimore. We're going for the split decision, 2-1. I also like the Dodgers under the total tonight, 7.5, and I like the Brewers under the total as well, 7.5. What an incredible show, everybody. Shout out to Teddy Covers. He's the best co-host I've ever worked with between noon and 1 Eastern on a show called Wager Talk Today. Shout out to Steve Merril. He joined us today. 3 college football games. Arthur DiCesare killed it in his segment. Thank you all for watching this show. We love every single one of you, including the guys who use caps. Teddy, it's Shawarma Wednesday. Take us home.
Sure. That's going to wrap it for the Wednesday edition of Wager Talk Today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, same channel, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon for you back east. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching the show. Please give us a like, give us a follow. This is growth period. This is the time of year we're trying to blow up this show. We think it's a good show. We appreciate it when you tell your friends about it. We'll do it again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Between now and then, enjoy the games and good luck.
Since March of this year, the Prez has produced 71% in profit for his clients. And with NFL Week 1 upon us, he's ready to hit the gridiron in a big way with an opening week 5% best bet. As a way to say thanks to all of his customers and everyone who tunes in to WagerTalk Today, you can take 50% off this big play using coupon code PREZ50 when checking out.